Okay, so yeah, this is another video where my cat is where my microphone should be, and so my microphone is behind my monitor. Um, I should probably get a boom mic, like a boom arm, but I don't know where I'd put it on my, maybe behind that. You know what, it doesn't matter. So here's another video. So, uh, I find my transition from Your Loving Arms to Lethal pretty good in the mix I did. It was pretty good. Maybe a little bit aggressive, but I think I don't. There was less improvement. Okay, in my mind, there's always a massive amount of improvement. But like with my current skills, current knowledge. Oh, bye, kitty. So, well, the mic will stay there because otherwise it's gonna be noisy. So the there was more improvement between Another Chance and Your Loving Arms, which I'm gonna get to in a second. Frick. Um, so there's more. There was a bigger improvement to make between Another Chance and Your Loving Arms than from Your Loving Arms to Lethal, because here like it was just like smaller tweaks here. So let me show you what I have. Let me show you what I have. So I think that was pretty good. Fairly smooth. The trick with this one is I had to switching the highs early helped, because with if you don't, like the highs in this transition, the highs clash, I find. And I find the highs clash in this one. So I you can't really hear it too well. I find the clash. So switching the highs early made the Lethal hi hats more prevalent, but they also kind of worked with another with Your Loving Arms, and then the lows are clash more. So in the same way that with Another Chance, I didn't turn the low, like some of the knobs down to as low as they go. Um, the low frequency EQ on Your Loving Arms didn't go down to as low as it'll go. Just enough to kind of lose a little bit of that sound for Your Loving Arms, but still start hearing the Lethal bass drum. And that's kind of how I felt with that's kind of how I did that. I said I would only do one. I don't want to go back to like all of them all the time, but I'm gonna go back to Another Chance here just to show you something. Remember, yes, in the last video I said I started here, well, where C is, right? I started here and I finished here because I like how this drops into Your Loving Arms. But one of the questions I had is like, what if I started the transition here and then I mixed out Another Chance like 64 bars later? Sorry, not 64 bars, 64 beats later, so 16 bars later. So I was wondering like what happens if you did that. I didn't really like it because I liked the hard drop here and the hard transfer to Your Loving Arms. The issue is that Your Loving Arms is very low volume compared to Another Chance. But I'm like, okay, let me just try out my idea that I didn't really like to see how it sounds. And oh, good God! So here's hopefully I don't mess this up. But actually, I was gonna mess it up. Like, how does this sound? That didn't sound like nothing, because I'm an idiot. Let me do this better. Yeah, let me do it properly now. So I find that works so much better than my initial thought. So again, rookie mistake. Rookie mistake cutting Another Chance here, mixing out Another Chance here instead of mixing it at the end here. There's still a drop. I still prefer this drop because it's more intense, but I don't think Your Love in Arms is like strong enough to start, because this is kind of like the end, like the very like the end part of Another Chance before it starts dying off, because it starts dying off. Another Chance starts dying off right here. There's no more vocals after this. So the last part that has some, and it's like not energy. The last, the biggest part of the energy is right at D, like right where I cut off in my mix, as opposed to starting the transition where it starts dying off. So that's that. What else? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. I shouldn't mess with that. You don't like that noise, probably. Another thing I wanted to do with this mix is mix it now, and then like wait 6 months or wait a year, do the same mix again, but like hopefully better because I've had 6 months or a year of learning and practice, and then do it again in 2 years and 5 years or whatever, right? Just to see how I evolve. So that's the idea with the mix. Yeah, so I don't really, yeah, so that's kind of like my thoughts on that, the on that specific transition. I like it a fair bit in the mix itself. Obviously not perfect. I did smooth it out a little bit, but it probably could still be better. We'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, just a small video. Thank you for being here. See you later.